eyezu yenko
24 hours on your knowledge mama on your knowledge mama on your knowledge mama on your knowledge mama eyezu eyeza eyezu oba yes same as to adan ye hu beto ye hospital ye hu beto ye metro ye hu beto ye market ye hu beto ye eyezu say when you so better mama unsaso say when you so better mama
eti eyezu mishiki eyezu ma bibi antreke eyezu eno ano no mortis eyezu ai a class eno an se twere eyezu eti sofo ne say wawura honhom wiase wokoka na wen Accra FM say mahama be come more than 4 years udi tie na analysis no na foto to event happen tia ha say adwuma hyehyɛ
exactly. And that is number one thing that we look at.
And Omampeni mama, I want to give you so about 2028.
2028.
Usha timeline numa obeko.
In the timeline that I'm looking at, there are two branches of time that I'm looking at.
Okay.
In the first branch of time, he was running for presidency. And he was able to complete all the 4 years, and then he's able to continue to the 8 years and concluded. Because in that time, in 2027 March, there's going to be an agreement and an arrangement in court, and certain things will be adjusted. And then when those things are adjusted, he will be placed on to continue the journey. But then in the main branch of time that I'm looking at, he will run for presidency. In 2 years' time, he will have no vice president, and then he will conclude the election in 4 years.
Eti also for say Mahama betwa first 4 years na wi what the adi be befam aside to another one so ebedum abi kra onya vice president ene je say ni Burkina Faso no awo ene je say Burkina Faso no a so ya ka Burkina so amote ase on Burkina Faso no a na wenu amafo test grounds no ma sha ase de map strategy ni ba na supreme leader la no ana anyway ode yentie no na bia ema we review tia ha
oh asemo and some no o can say ana ya confused.
It is established.
First branch of time no or running for 2028 but after 2 years no he has no vice president.
No, that one he will continue with his vice president.
Okay.
And complete his time.
Okay.
Yes. The one that is running
from 2028 as I'm near king.
Yeah, to 2028. So we're running for when he's running in the timeline is 2 branches. Let me break it down again.
Okay.
The first time branch of time, he will run for the presidency, close the presidency at the 4 years term, which is 2028 is done.
Okay.
It's done for. There is no going forward and everything.
Okay.
The one it will extend to 2020 this thing for the extra 4 years after 2028, which is going to run.
Yeah.
Is going to run, and in that time, that's the main branch of time itself. He will go, and in 2 years from now, as I speak to you right now, 2 years specifically from now, I'm not drunk tea this morning. 2 years specifically from now, he will be able to run for the presidency. But before he will run for 2028, 2027, he will have no vice president.
Hey. 2028 now or running nowhere near or be maintaining a vice president.
He will have none. There is no vice president.
So for me, in the emphasis 2028 from CCR copying 2028 we are running with Prof J Naana.
Yes, let me give you a speech. There's a nice speech. I'm hearing it in time. Okay. You know, time when you move through time, you're looking at what is happening in real life. Unless you try to tamper with it. I'm not tampering with anything now. Now, unless I have to.
But when you say a grandma tea will be like pow, I swear, grandma tea will be like serious. I'm telling you. Say grandma tea sa kwei kase will be done serious. No be on why ready to any America for the coast ekobani. Tia grandma wa hasi tino.
Somebody's asking, about the outside world and foreign aid, and I've heard the president of the country you are studying in slashing aid. You see, one of the questions we have now, he hasn't asked himself, how much leaves our continent to his country? He hasn't asked himself that. They think it's just charity. It is not. At the right time, we'll also take action. And it will not be funny.
Ote grandma, Ote vice president. Or say, oh no, what is a Trump will yell at your home? Hey, you think it's funny? Obi or no prepare no one Trump dia ko see ni. Now what work can sometimes we say Mahama be kona we onya akwa we grandma tene we dwa no. Also for what I am china so baby mi ana hwe kakra. Urade. Wo grandma no we prepare so one Trump di ko see ni. Wo to say any pan say be responding to Trump enye funny. Ya any brasa no kan sa no. So we pa obenya problem. Madam we tia obedwa lie. Obedwa serious.
Somebody's asking about the outside world and foreign aid, and I've heard the president of the country you are studying in slashing aid. You see, one of the questions we have now, he hasn't asked himself, how much leaves our continent to his country? He hasn't asked himself that. They think it's just charity. It is not. At the right time, we'll also take action. And it will not be funny.
Eti the vice president Naana Jane Naana grandma say omo prepare say at the right time omo responding to America enye funny sanity no kan na wo so for we to na na obekọ no wonya he but ya mo ha dwen kura do boki kan samba sa am ya dia kura proud Africa ko fo mu kura eni panani ya bra say won ko na wonye de me anwe ho kura na wonim de ba.
What about you, Mr. President? Have you been offered a bribe before?
You mean as president?
As John Mahama?
As a human being?
As a person? What about you, Mr. President? Have you been offered a bribe before?
You mean as president?
As John Mahama?
As a human being?
As a person?
Any human being in the world would have encountered, corruption in a way, one way or the other.
What about you, Mr. President? Have you been offered a bribe before?
You mean as president?
As John Mahama?
As a human being?
As a person?
Any human being in the world would have encountered, corruption in a way, one way or the other, either being offered a bribe or a bribe being demanded.
Hey, ready? As I'm not like you. I'm going to Trump. I'm going to Trump. As much as a Trump.
And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie. And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
Eti grandma wonsro papa e ho. Grandma nsro no. Urade. Omusro ma we ho. Onko dukro monko e. Ono mo de ase ani. O tona o se won we dey. Mami we pa. Mami we agro ne so. Agro ne so. I'm saying, I mean, on that my way in content and count.
No, 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 no.
He tried it.
Okay, eti yankuyen we and Saturday or yankuyen no shaking. I am the BI said and Saturday wensru. Now, yankuyen yankwese supremely dibe adwuma dia e ore yankuyen. Na onsen na ayi sa ayi ECG for nsem ya ye kan ya. Ensem no wo hu. On pese wo fefa no mo be yira afenyo markings kon. Sa na ade ne kwa akoye o. On pese wo mo di asem ne ko chinchina no mo de nwanwan. No ma ya na etimi dia be MPP for kon. Ai. Enno ya mo lead kama. O makọ company na ye kan na ho no makọ wo mo se wo pese wo nwan asem no a na afenyo markings akasa ho. O de yentie minister no yetie minister yi John Jinapo na yento aso tia ti o de tia say
they will be held liable. And I'm writing to the Attorney General. Whoever superintended over this mess will be held liable. The management then and the head of ECG, he has to provide a justification for why he would procure 8 billion when he was supposed to procure 1.3 billion. Because if they had stuck to their procurement plan, we won't have this problem. And let me make it clear, those who are claiming that the containers were stolen when we came to office, that is false. As you can see here, they are confessing that they started buying these things and these cables right from 2019. So the attempt to usually...
Afi on be a minister dey asem na fa no. Aha, wa sha politics na say. It we never say case no. The ma case ni say nyina ni o. Enkosi hwe. On say case na ni ayeka aseye wi. Enti Ghana no sasem nya ba say Kim na politicians bogram say Kim and one civil servant on for muwadi enkuze hwe enko bepia because they want to score political points. In fact, galamsey issues na ekoso no on pese we gina system no na ye ka amanfo ja galamsey na asem ka eni nyina antia on sa asem we kese de ma CID de ma national security na omo ye na afi aban so efa kwan to solve the galamsey issue na ekoso no on say omo pese omo divert obi attention eti won be yard yakotwitwi MPP for no na MPP ya be ya no say grade wo try to say na afanyoma kan ye board chairman ne bre bi atwam o ECG eti omo pede akoshe ne con by force yanto aso ase NDC
play the political football will not wash. Whoever is responsible would apprehend that person. And to those criminals, you can engage in your social media shenanigans. You can engage in social media gimmicks and try to play NDC MPP politics. The law is no respecter of political party, and we will come after you. We will get you, we will prosecute you, and deal with you. And when we are doing that, let no one come to say that.
This is a minister ohwe on for being court you ujina bonte fru be criminal. Na wo mu kura nti wo mo eya no pese wo mo kire se ujina bonte it is a me lame person. A minister on for being court untimi nchi obi a enso obi ofro be criminals. Ena hwe na edu bi court a mo ameka say political witch and wo de ho na e court. E de kura ne a bukata amamu kura beni. John Jinapo Adi bukata kura no. There's a motiwa na ya na sembia asem papa bia na say. Any good story politicians will destroy the case. Enra ya adwuma ma boka akọ information. Ama police for mu manya lead na peke lead na akọ. Ma boka agu kwa. Oti ase. Ma boka akọ to information dia beto abonten. Just look at the omobabe. Omo say case no. Omo say case in bank crack. And so and some be dia me kan bia product am be to abonte eno pepepepe na makwa mo di nsem hu Hwade wa hasi. Hwade.
Yes. Yesterday we picked some of the samples. You can see the inscription over there. So you can go closer and capture it. Yes, the inscription there.
These are the boxes in which they came in.
Yeah, they came in. So all this ashes you are seeing is from this.
So they
Pacho, media for joy for no whatever. Enyamia na me data when na brɛ wo. Pacho, enyamia na me data lead when na brɛ police for any umbia. And just say I don't get these people. Enya lead when me na me brɛ wo. Yeah, me na me lead when na brɛ wo. Ah, wo mo be sa no ma say case no. So enyamia na me lead when na brɛ wo. E kyerɛ bibia. Say when e koso. E kyerɛ say factory ye friend upon log. Omo nko ho. Omo yes no ma say case no. Ombe say no. Enya leader me de buy, enya company me enya no ma gugu. Ombe say case no. Omo ba be any politics no ma say no. Because omo hu say enipa no work me pen this for asem. So enya me na me lead we nyina abre wo. Ka mon ka no kure. Me na me lead we nyina abre wo. So e kire ba bia ne ma de omo abrabom bo ho nyina. Enya no na mo hwei. And if you joy for no makugua, omo be case na ba say case nyanwa. Omo ba say case no. Now, what yenti o tia ha?
We followed that intel and got to this particular company located in Shire Hills. And we realized that several of these ECG cables have been cut into pieces and then melted into liquid form, molded into round aluminium bars, and then some in powdered form, which they export at very expensive prices. Now, apart from the one that we melt and sell, we also have some stock in this particular warehouse, where the quantity you see here are from so many containers that we have been looking for all this while. We have found these cables here, which was actually sold to them with the connivance of some Ghanaians that we are gathering intelligence to arrest. But so far, on arrival here, we have been able to pick 8 Chinese suspects and then 1 Ghanaian, who is a manager. But the owner of the company, I would prefer to keep the name for now. Is on the run, but a team is on manhunt for him, and we are sure very soon he will also be arrested.
Who is this owner and what's his nationality?
The owner is a Chinese. The owner is a Chinese.
Abusafo, enra nani tire nyama me tran chechem nyina. Police we see national security law ka say enye show no na mo hwe na mo run ko. Samuni bibia adana between enra ne na de che na mo run mo roshi. Data ne de mamu. Ye mamu data. Is somebody you politician everything. What about politics? We pay money for people to go and study something. So we spend money because we say we are good citizens. What you say? Yes, spend this car. Mamina Doris of Mamina Nasi, honest Mamina Nasi. I was sponsor as I move we be or sponsor. Why are dear pa? Doris of a baby of Yamichel. So now what you won't be say case in the car. Maybe company nyame am be to just say aha na ekoso we Chinese for company ba ko the pawn log and ba ko say don't find these are 2 companies, Chinese companies. Now mo be case in the politics as na kwa mo be say case no because as usual now woman joy for no ko ho joy for fees almost so many breaking news be as be omo keka ye hwade.
Oh, it's there. You should have seen it when you entered. It's there.
Yeah, the name is just outside. I think Pond something. Pond Lock also.
So this is the second machine for the panel one. So and all this we need the cables. This is the cable. So they convert these cables into what?
To aluminum rods.
That's the product you are seeing.
The aluminum rods. This one.
Yes.
That's the final.
Because point in it say senra no o man Russia anko ho a ye enentres ye ponche no man anko ho a a disgrace to the security services. A disgrace. What you say? Because be go money mo say. Omo nimpa. So man anko ho a nke ye disgrace to them. Omo be say case ni sa, omo do omo be jima say ni basa no ma say no.
Their own workers. This has been going on from 3-4 years ago.
Yes.
They were producing these products from the ECG cables.
So you see the disgrace. Just listen. The whole national security coordinator, whatever, saying say they are producing this for last 4 years ago, and what the person catch them say, and many traders are picking intelligence. I mean, is it fair? Say what was it 2019? So Oma Bomine Chrono since 2019, and this what they won't say they have never seen nothing wrong with this issue. We only the Omunimani bullying. We'll show you where the power lies. Yet you will be intimidating. Okay.
So it's not even a new thing. So you can imagine the amount of money that they have been able to get from it, and now people sell it very cheap to them. From here, I want us to go and then you see the modules, how they conceal it. They have a warehouse that when they buy, they stack all the cables there. But it was full, so they have to devise another way of concealing it. So all the car rims you are seeing there, it's not rims. It's actually cables. They have piled the cables there and then covered it up with the rims. So we'll go there, you look at it. They will now go to the warehouse itself, and you also see the quantity of cables we have there. This is their firehouse also. You know the other one we saw firehouse. This is also their firehouse. So all the cables are brought here. You can see some stack over there. So they burn it here and use it to produce all sort of different forms of the aluminum products. So that is what we have over there. So they are in the process of melting all.
Yes, and you know, Edioka said that this guy should resign. I mean, know you're doing because so no what maybe and I say no money didn't from 2019 and today Obia Bomani Chrono for the last 6 years. Now we catch them and say we towards a mood defending Yama we. As for resigning, I mean, as usual, that's Ghana for you. NDC status, cheap politics. Say, wouldn't him say, and confounding air bomb mine chrono with ECG cables. That's funny. That's funny, oh, and yet, cry.
So this is evidence of ECG cables. And we are going this way. Okay. So somebody was asking about the.
Right. Eti containers no na niam na hihye mu no ebi no mo bebie so mo bie containers no hwade.
All right. So now, but I want everybody to have view. There are many, so we need to. Okay, so this is originally how all the containers came. And you can see how they are sealed in the wooden pellets. Some people manage to break the seals to these containers. Then they removed. So you see, about the first line, we have one, I can see 8. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other 8 or 9. Is it 8?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 8, 8, and then 8 coming all the way to.
Okay, fine. So some quantity have been taken from the top. And there will be only one over there. So this line is gone. And when you open all the containers, you see the same trend. So it means that it was cleverly done by the criminals behind these whole activities. So we just wanted you to have information about this. They are not yet taking the content, but they are cleverly taking some from the top line, top layer. Yes. So they take and they leave the last one over there. When we open the next container, you see the same thing over there. Yes. Yes. So
they were saying that they generally remove the top.
The top, yes.
Left one at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think that they will do that? Because if they are taking all and leaving one, what's the impression that they creating?
So if you're not somebody who know how the container are loaded, you will be tempted to believe that all came original like this. Okay. But if they take, let's say, one from this one, take 2 over there, when you open, you know there's something wrong. Yeah, so that's the modus.
All right.
Thank you.
So from this, it means some of the colors are missing from this.
Some are missing. So let's open the next one. They will see. All the gentlemen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes.
So this is supposed to also be all the way to this place, 8. So they've taken